Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an absolutely amazing day, amazing week. So much to go through today. As I've said on previous videos, more and more is going to start coming out, and it already has. So we're going to go through a bit on opt-out the NHS. There's loads of stuff going on in America to do with like the fraudulent votes. Just going to go on about Medsallon. There's a lot of people asking about it. There's just some bits I found up myself in recent times regarding this. Sorry if the light's a bit rubbish, I keep moving about. And some other bits and bobs as well. So first things first, I don't know if you guys and girls are all aware of this, but our lovely government, well, elected lot I should say, are going to go and allegedly sell all of our personal GP files, NHS files to third parties. It's been sort of swept over, shall we say. Obviously I've got hold of it. Wouldn't expect anything else, I suppose. And the only way you can get out of it, there's like opt-out 1 and opt-out 2. Opt-out 1's for your GP. You need to go onto the website, download a form, and opt out, fill it in, you can drop it into your GP. It just stops them, it's not your GP as such, but it's to stop the elected lot from being able to sell anything. And it's everything, your medical history, your sexual orientation, everything. And it's not just for medical terms, they're just going to sell them and make money out of you. So much for data protection. And then the other way you can opt out as well is opt 2. So you need to do both, just to make this abundantly clear. The first one's to make sure that they can't sell your GP records, and the second one's to make sure that they can't sell any NHS/hospital records. And the way you do that, you just go onto NHS Digital. It's quite easy, put in your NHS number, or even you can do it via your postcode, and you just simply opt out via that. I think there's a lot more to it than I'm actually letting on at the minute. I think it'll be a lot to do with going forward these passports they're trying to implement, whether you agree with them or not. I don't think anyone's personal life, their injuries, it's even down to any sexually transmitted diseases and stuff like that. So I think it's really important to have a look into it if you don't believe me. As I say, and I always state in all of my uploads, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a government official, I don't work for the council. Everything that I put up on here is done by my own research and my own personal feelings. As I always state, doesn't mean it's true, please fact check me. But one thing I don't do is upload stuff without going over and over everything first. Okay, so moving on with the NHS in mind, going on to the jibbity jab now. I don't know if you guys are aware, there's a website called Yellow Cards, which is where health workers, etc., all report illnesses, reactions to illnesses, etc., etc. Now, there's over 822,000 reported side effects to the jibbity jab on there, with unfortunately over 1,200 deaths, and they reckon it's as little as 10% of the actual what's really going on out there. It's really sad to see people queuing up outside to try and get these jibbity jabs when they've not even done any research. All I'm asking you to do, guys and girls, if you feel you need it, that's cool, but do some research. This is not a normal vaccine, it's an mRNA. It's completely different, bearing in mind the Rona has still not, and I repeat, has still not been isolated anywhere in the world. In layman's terms, what that means is it's not been proven, it can't be reproduced. And you can fact check me on that. You can go on WHO, you can go on NHS website, you can do Freedom, I can't remember the name of it now, to be honest, on the government website. It's all over there, CDC, all around the world. It's never been isolated. If they can't isolate it, they can't reproduce it. So how can they have a jab that they reckon, well, they don't even reckon now, do they? Because they're saying it doesn't stop you getting it, it doesn't stop you spreading it. And bearing in mind, it's nice to see though, as I keep saying, it will all come out, and it started to. On ITV during the week, on this morning, there was an amazing woman on there who's actually just stating everything I've been saying for, what, a year and a half now. that it's got a 99.8 survival rate. The mRNA vaccine hasn't been tested. It's got it's not FDA approved. As I said, it's for emergency use only, and it's actually getting out of mainstream media. More and more is going to come out now. Some people, as I've always stated, are going to find this very, very hard to contemplate what's actually gone on. It's not happened overnight. It's been going on maybe as much as thousands of years. But if you go back through all my other videos, it will all sorts of pieces together. So yeah, in America as well, what's come out now as well. So there's that Fauci fella. He's supposed to be Mr. Rona himself, who a lot of the other lot, like the elected cock in our country, all feed off and sort of stand by what he says. I don't know why, because he knows a lot about F-all. So some 320 emails have come out. I don't know how they've come out. I'm just glad they have, proving that this gentleman has absolutely lied through his face time and time again, even to things like face nappies. Well, anyone with half a brain cell knows that a face nappy is not going to protect you. First of all, if you can smell things through it, and like particles for like aftershave smells and that are loads bigger than particles from viruses, bacteria, etc. So how is it going to help you? Wake up, people, please. All you're going to do is starve yourself with oxygen. I say I'm not a doctor, but it's common sense, isn't it? You're breathing carbon dioxide, you're not getting oxygen in, you're not expelling it. They reckon that you expel around 1 litre, I think it is, of water per day. So that's sitting in your face nappy, which is festering. By the end of the day, I'll guarantee it'll have bacteria in it. And then, unfortunately, you're breathing it into your lungs. You do the maths, okay? It doesn't take a quantum physics lecturer to work that one out. And this is why people, in my opinion, it's only my opinion, as I say, I'm not a doctor, this is why people are getting short of breath. But that's just my opinion. Another thing that's coming out as well, I've seen quite a few videos. If you were to go on Brand New Tube, I saw one on there as an amazing woman serving notice to some of the hospitals in, I think it was in Bristol. If you guys don't know what one of the tests is, it's the one where they stick the bud up your nose and down your throat. This test was actually invented by a guy, I've actually gone into this before, Kary Mullis. Now, he didn't invent it for testing for viruses, because it can be manipulated so that it will always test a false positive. Now, anything he's actually stated, the guy who's done it, not me, the guy who actually invented this, stated that anything over 25 cycles will bring up to 97, and I'll repeat that, 97% false positives. Okay? Allegedly, our hospitals are running the cycles at 45. Now, this lady's exposing all this, and I take my hats off of her. Check out the videos, as I always say. You don't have to believe me. What I say isn't always true. Well, I think it is, but there you go. Talking about the elected cock, midazolam, there's loads of videos asking about what is this, what's it about. So I've had a little look into it. I saw a couple of videos on it. So I'm just going to feed you what I've researched, what I've seen on other people's videos. So what they say, the midazolam was used with our older generations when they were taken out of hospital. A mix of that and morphine, allegedly, is what they had when they came out. So bear in mind, in March, when it all kicked off, and the so-called first wave, they took, I think they allegedly around 25,000 of our dads, our mums, our nans, our granddads, aunties, uncles out of hospital and put them into nursing homes. Now, allegedly, what these videos are saying, what I've seen, is they put them on a cocktail of that midazolam and morphine, put them on do not eat, and literally, in my opinion, killed them, anaesthetised them, if you like. And if you think, oh no, our government wouldn't do it, you really need to look into the Liverpool Care Pathway. Okay, do your own research on it. Fact check me all the time. I always ask you to. Now, what this was back in, I think it got discontinued in 2014. Now, again, I'm only alleging this. I don't work in the health sector, so this is only my findings, what other people have made me aware of. So yeah, they used to have this Liverpool Care Pathway agenda, if you like, and this was going on for years and years and years. It wasn't just in Liverpool, apparently it was countrywide. They were giving people, doctors, I don't know who was saying it, but they were saying that these people only had a few days to live. They put them on these cocktails, and lo and behold, they die within days. Now, a lot of families near the end kicked off about this. This lighting is shocking, isn't it? Kicked off about it, and what happened is there was a doctor, I don't know the gentleman's name, but he apparently went round getting people out, and a lot of these people who were given days to live went on to live for years and years. So if you think that our government, our NHS, or the higher ups that do what they do wouldn't do this to you, then you're unfortunately sadly mistaken. And they're saying a lot of the so-called first wave was down to this cocktail of drugs that was being given to these poor souls when they were moved out. Moving on now. Actually, before we move on, so I don't know if you saw one of mine. I can't remember what upload it was, but there was an upload I did. Sorry, I keep going everywhere. Probably make you all feel sick. So we had 14 days of light. So with today being the June the 8th, that's all going to end June the 10th. Solar flares coming from the sun, etc., etc. So going on to the American audits, there's so much coming out everywhere. You just got to know where to look for it, guys and girls. Everything I said that was going to happen over a year ago is starting to come out, and it's nice to see it's coming out via MSM. A lot of it's just little bits, little drizzles here and there. But you know, once the dam gets a little drizzle, soon enough it becomes a big crack, and then the whole thing will come down. The dams will flood the dums, as they say. So in America, out of all its population, there's 130 million people who are actually registered to vote, allowed to vote. I don't know if you're aware, but there's loads of audits going on out there. MSM is trying to hide a lot of it because they're all in on the game, as I said. Them with the governments, the elected lots, and all your Hollywoods, your royalties, the 13 main bloodlines, etc. So 130 million registered to vote. Now Trump got at least 80 million votes himself. This has already kind of been proven, but it is in stages of coming out in the mainstream. Now if this, it's not, you don't have to be amazing at maths. They've got 130 million registered to vote, and Trump had a minimum of 80 million. That means Biden could never have won. He would have only had 50 million. But they're saying that there were 159 million votes. And this, right, in their findings, this includes children, which obviously can't vote, illegal aliens, which can't even vote, people in prison, which can't even vote. The best one, dead people. A lot of dead people rose from the dead and voted. Funny enough, all these votes were for old bumbling Biden. Doesn't surprise me. There's a part of one state in America where they're recounting, I think it's around about 2 million votes, and the disparity is so much in favour of Trump, they're actually recounting them. Halfway through, they couldn't believe the disparity and the fraud that had been committed. Mike Lindell's got lawsuits proving that there were 19 cyber attacks on 5 states, from countries from obviously other countries, allegedly including Italy, China, Switzerland. I can't remember the others, but this is all going to come out. And then it leads me on to, now I've not spoke about this before, but the way everything's going on now, we're going to be heading into what will be called the 10 days of darkness. So there's no. When I say that, I don't mean the world's going to go dark, etc., etc. I believe it's more going to be a lot of websites will be shut down. The internet might even go down. Things like that. Because in America this morning, between I think it was around about 6:45 and 7:30, literally, and allegedly around the world. I wasn't up that early today, I won't lie. There was loads of websites going down, CNN, Facebook, YouTube, just loads. There's loads and loads of videos out there. As I say, I didn't actually see it myself because I was still fast a kit. So yeah, the 10 Days of Darkness, well, there's a Starlink, there's 500 Starlink satellite systems in orbit. And when this 10 Days of Darkness happens, the 500 Starlink satellite systems will be activated, okay? Which is Project Odin. And what that will do, they will then take hold of, they're going to open a worldwide emergency broadcasting system, which will take out all over the world, all major media outlets, okay? Don't have to believe me, because it's going to happen soon, because the talk is that Trump's going to be back maybe as soon as August, so it will happen between now and then. Why are they going to do this? Well, as I've been saying in all my uploads for all this time, it's going to come, the truth's going to come out. It's starting to come out now in mainstream media, but the deep state has still got control of a lot of it, and a lot of them have been very loyal. They don't know when they're defeated. So this is going to all come out in the 10 Days of Darkness. As I say, the link system will take that all over, all major media. They're going to start on that, disclosing a lot, guys, with documentaries, disclosure documentaries, all about what's truly happened, what we're really about, how we should really be living. It's all amazing stuff. It's great news. It's what I've been saying, and everyone's been calling me what they want. As I've always stated, I'm really not bothered, because I know the truth, and I know love and light will always prevail. Another thing that's to tell you about is a thing called Nazara Jazara. So that's the QFS, which is the quantum financial system. Now, allegedly, this has been in testing since June, because everything's going to have to be taken down, from the way the banks are run to the way hospitals are. As I've mentioned in previous uploads, technologies are going to be shown to us which we've had but have been hidden from us, from things flying in the sky. So I always say, keep your eyes on the skies though, because there's some amazing stuff there. I don't know if you've seen the cloud formations at the minute. It's like somebody, I don't know if you can see it, it's like somebody's taken a paintbrush and literally just etched on the skies. Quite beautiful. Yeah, so the Nazara Jazera, that's your quantum financial system. They're going to start arresting more and more people. There are loads and loads of trials going on. I'm not going to name names. If you go on to my playlists, Love and Light Truth, I've left loads of stuff on there. You guys can have a look at your leisure, picking and out what you want. Since I started this channel, I've had so many channels have been taken down, Truth Seeker channels. Michael Jaco's an amazing channel. If you get a chance, get onto his. He's a gentleman who's, I think he was ex-Marine, ex-CIA, and he's got a lot to say. Mel K on there. There's loads of them, loads of really amazing people. Check it all out. Again, I don't know if I touched on this last time, but over 1 million people march in London. I mean, if this ain't waking some of yous up, I don't know what will. If 1 million people, the biggest ever demonstration that I believe to ever be held in London, 1 million plus people, and nothing on MSM. They even took over Westfield shopping centre. So yeah, hats off to all of them amazing people. Love you all. So yeah, there's been already. So there's a worldwide arrest of over 120,000. As I've always said, if you look into the CEOs who quit last year, it wasn't just a few, it was worldwide. They didn't really quit. Why have the royal family not been in Buckingham Palace for over a year? Go back in my videos, I explain all of this time and time again. But yeah, the amazing news is the truth is coming. It's already coming out. Some amazing times ahead. So keep your frequencies high. As I always say, everyone's got their free will. So if somebody wants to take the jibber jab, you know, all I ever say is just say to them, just do a bit of research. But at the end of the day, it's their free will. They can do what they want. Don't discriminate against them. And don't discriminate against people who don't want a jab. It's our own free will. We're still humanity. We should all still get on. My personal feelings on June the 21st, we were never going to get the masks off. It's all a ploy. And if you're still falling for the BS from Doris and his lunatic crew, then you're a loon as well. Because it's literally the same script, because the world is a stage, as I keep saying. It's the same script as they did for Christmas. I mean, come on. Variants, this variant, that variant. Best one I heard the other day, somebody come up to me and went, oh, there's 5,000 infections. I went, yeah, but there's nearly 68 million people in just England alone. 5,000's nothing. And if people stop going to get tested, there'll be no infections. Because nobody's dying anymore. Because they can't do the falsities anymore. Because that's all been found out. There have been arrests, as I say. And there's more to come. So, on that note, I love you all. Loads of love and light. Be good to everyone you meet, whether it's in the street, the park, at work, or in the comment section below. I'll see you again next week. Have an amazing day. Have an amazing week. Love you all. One love.